Artificial updates, Friday, March 14th. A lot of updates. ChatGPT was just a spark. The real expansion is coming in the next 1-2 years. This is coming from Peter Diamandis. He has meetings, he has podcasts. I highly recommend to subscribe to him. There is a lot of good information, good interviews on YouTube. Anyway, the first piece of news is Google Gemma 3. So this is a small model. A year ago, they released the first Gemma, which was 8,000 tokens context length. Then there was Gemma 2, and now it's Gemma 3. It's 128 kilotokens. It's multimodal. It comes with different sizes. 27 billion parameter is the largest one, but it's already available in Ollama, so I installed it, ran it on my laptop. Very good. So if you look, let me go ahead at the leaderboard, and here you see Gemma, 27 billion parameters, quite close to the top, and also for coding. What's interesting that in this list, Llama models like 70B, 405B, they fell like all the way down. You need to go like a couple screens down to see them, like 35th place or so on. Hopefully next month in April, they promised to give us Llama 4, which is supposed to be much better. But Gemma 27B parameters, it's absolutely amazing. It competes with the top models. So this is good job, Google. So sizes from 1B to 27B, 128K token. Training data as of November 23, unfortunately. It's multimodal, text, image, and short video analysis. A lot of languages, function calling, structured output, outperforms big models, even outperforms DeepSeek v3, which is amazing because DeepSeek v3 was released in December and it is like 670 something parameters, billion parameters. Outperforms O1 Mini, requires fewer resources because it's so small, can run on Nvidia, on AMD, or even on CPU, compatible with Hugging Face, PyTorch. So this is something. Like if you install Ollama on your computer and just run Ollama run Gemma 3, and yeah. I was reading a lot of reviews on Reddit, and some people say that it's very good. Some people say that it has frequent errors. So Phi 4 actually is better. Phi is from Microsoft, but again, we will see. So far, I was impressed. Okay, compare models. This article compares OpenAI ChatGPT, Anthropic Claude, Elon Musk's Grok, Google Gemini, and Perplexity. My favorite from this choice, well, depends. I use Gemini when I need to work with video or I need most recent data, but actually I don't trust Gemini. I like Perplexity. Perplexity, if you're interested in facts, it combines search and LLM, and it has deep research option, so it's really good. Grok, I don't really have much experience with Grok, although now it leads the leaderboard. ChatGPT, frankly, I don't use much. I used to use it all the time, OpenAI ChatGPT, but here is the table, and it's a very good article because it compares different use cases. Claude is gold standard for coding. Whatever people say, still I use Claude, I love it. Anyway, next, some updates. OpenAI promises to release expensive agents, like autonomous agents, at different price points, even like 20,000 per month, PhD level research. And it expects that agents will contribute a lot to their revenues. They release something called Responses API, which replaces Assistance API, which includes web search, file search, agents API, computer use, meaning the model controls your computer, and so on. So here are some links. Amazon formed a new AI agents division. Yeah, they did some reshuffling, creating, renaming apartments, moving people. Meta Llama 800 plus million downloads. Meta still open source, most how to say, frequently used because it's free, it's open source. Upcoming Llama 4 will power AI agents capable of reasoning and task automation. Every business will have AI agents for managing customer interactions, AI assistants. Yeah, so it's coming, agents becoming commonplace. Microsoft and OpenAI separate, and one of signs is that Microsoft is working on their own model, which is called MAI. I guess it's Microsoft AI. It's actually a new family of models. Their benchmarks is close to OpenAI and Anthropic, and they plan to use it instead of OpenAI. Microsoft research into belief state transformer shows promising advances in AI reasoning and planning, potentially given age and future developments. So this is articles in Reuters about this new technology. Tulu 345B. So this is from Allen Institute for AI. What they do, they make models which are completely open. And this particular model is fine-tuning on top of Meta Llama 345B using reinforcement learning, direct preference optimization, and supervised fine-tuning. So it outperforms DeepSeek v3, OpenAI's GPT-4o. But again, so it's a good model, really good, and it's available absolutely open. So it's a good thing. Use Claude with Sonar Web Search via MCP server. We'll talk about MCP in the next slide. But point is that you can have application. Claude doesn't have search, right? But you can make application which will use Claude and use search. Gemini Robotics and Gemini Robotics-ER. This is in private preview, but it's a model based on Gemini 2.0 to enable robots to understand natural language instructions, so understands commands, adapt and perform complex physical tasks with good precision. And they are partnering with many companies, including, of course, famous Boston Dynamics. Next, Gemini Advanced 2.0 models. And there are a lot of different models. This is, by the way, from my screen. I am subscribed to Gemini Advanced, which is $20 a month. What's really exciting is that Gemini Flash can edit and restore images using textual description. So you give it an image and you can ask to change it, like for example, to restore the image, and it will restore the image. Or in other demonstration, they show the picture of the table, and you can ask, put a vase with flowers on top of the table, and boom, it is done. Really, really good. Also, Gemini Flash can render correct text in images, so it can be used in advertising. So it's a great progress. Next, Microsoft Belief State Transformer. Use both forward and backward encoders to predict both next and previous tokens, improving self-evaluation, which requires a little bit more computation, but provides better results. So this is the YouTube video which explains how it works. Alibaba Babel and Alibaba Start. So this is open multilingual LLM, and this is a self-taught reasoner with tools, model fine-tuned on QWQ32B, which is a very good model. It on par with DeepSeek R1, but it's much smaller. So achieving strong performance in reasoning and tool using benchmarks. And by the way, DeepSeek now cooperates with Alibaba. so interesting. Reflection AI, new startup for building super intelligent autonomous systems, 130 million in funding. So this is their website. Claudette, a wrapper for Anthropic Python SDK. So this is their website. Tencent, which is a huge Chinese company, Tencent Hunyuan-TurboS AI. So this is an ultra-large hybrid transformer model using Mamba MOI and using transformer. Combines speed and deep reasoning, outperforms models like ChatGPT 4o, and very low price. So again, coming from China, great achievement. OpenAI SWE-Lancer benchmark. It's a benchmark of over 1,400 freelance software engineering tasks from Upwork. So you give those tasks and see if the model can solve them, and this is used as a benchmark. It's coming from OpenAI. DOGE, custom chatbot for US government. So General Services Administration started using this custom chatbot from Elon Musk's DOGE, Department of Government Efficiency, to draft emails, create talking points, summarize text, write code, and so on. And it can use 3 different models, Claude, another Claude, and Meta-Llama. Interesting that it's not using Elon Musk's model. ServiceNow acquires Moveworks for almost $3 billion. Supplies cloud computing platform and agentic AI assistance, automation. These are the companies and what they do. So this is the big deal, right? AI at McDonald's. So McDonald's will be using AI for different things, real-time data processing, analysis directly in the store, predictive, order accuracy, generative AI virtual manager, personalized promotions. CoreWeave AI Cloud filed for APO, and CoreWeave and OpenAI signed a contract for almost $12 billion for 5 years. So CoreWeave provides AI cloud, and OpenAI will be using this cloud instead of Microsoft cloud. So OpenAI, it's not the first contract. It's signed another contract, I think, with Oracle and some others. So OpenAI is trying to divorce like from Microsoft, and yeah. So this is just Siraj Raval is back. If you are not familiar with him, this is very talented person, and here's the video how I turned AI into $1 million. And yeah, he's talking about consulting and some other things he was doing. One of the things he is using Bolt.new. It's AI assistant. You can tell it application you want to create, and it will write it in JavaScript. So I'll talk about it a little bit later. Meta is designing its own AI chips. It's called MTIA, which is Meta Training and Inference Accelerator. So they already designed inference chip, and now they're working on the training chip. They made in Taiwan, and well, this company TSMC actually this year investing $100 billion in putting their manufacturing plants in US as well. So goal of why Meta is doing this to, well, reduce their costs, self-reliance, reduce energy requirements. Next, MCP. I promised to tell you about Model Context Protocol. So this is something introduced by Anthropic. I think it was in November. Yeah, November last year. And what it is standard for connecting LLM to data systems. So here's, for example, some AI system. Let's say it's Cursor, which is AI editor, or some other app which using AI, which communicates with MCP server to access GitHub, Slack, local files, and so on. People, like if you go on GitHub, you will see so many different MCP servers already created, pre-built, and ready for use. I don't know, here, for example, let me go to this link. And you will see different MCP servers connecting to different services, which you can use. So it's a very popular thing. Also, MCP, the term MCP is used to describe a framework to manage and structure content within LLM. So when you're talking to LLM, you have this dialogue, you have history, and it helps LLM to organize this data, information hierarchy, instruction, user data, conversation history, prompt engineering, memory handling, state management. Well, it's the same thing, but here it is communicating with external, and here it's communicating with the chat itself. So model, context, protocol. Next, GitHub models. Well, this is an interesting project. So if you go here, you can select models from a big list of models which they provide, and then you can play with these models. So it provides a space for experimentation and prototyping, marketplace with multiple models, playground, API integration, and integration with development tools. This is the current list of the models which you can use in this marketplace. Startups raising money, and here are some examples. There were 49 startups that raised funding worth 100 million or more in 24. 3 companies raised much more, like billions. 7 companies raised rounds of 1 billion or larger, right? So major investments continue in AI-driven startups across sectors, from self-driving technology to medical AI. So this is what was happening this year. 11 labs, 180 million. Hypothetic AI, 141 million. In February, you see, Together AI, Lambda, Abridge, whatever. And Anthropic just received 3.5 billion. Well, they're doing LLMs, Claude. So you see, investments in AI continue big time. Yeah, whatever. So API, AI picks and shovels, right? So the companies which actually making a lot of money nowadays, these are the companies which provide infrastructure. So don't sell AI agents, sell AI infrastructure instead. So this is a good article. Elon Musk's company, XAI, acquired for $80 million some storage spaces in Memphis. They already had a big center there, but they bought more space. So this is how it looks from the street. It's actually maybe about 3 stories high and 1 million square foot. So these are 2 of those buildings. And he already made contracts with Dell and other companies for billions of dollars for equipment, for GPUs, for servers to put in this area. So they're planning to do like 1 million GPUs in this area. So this is huge. Ilya Sutskever's startup got more money. They received 1 billion last summer. Now they received additional 2 billion at 30 billion valuation. They're very secretive. When people enter their offices, they have to surrender their cell phones in a Faraday cell. So nobody knows, I mean, not nobody, but it's not public knowledge what's exactly they're doing. They have no plans to release product anytime soon. Focuses on researching and developing advanced form emerging technology. Okay, what else to say? This is the website, but there's almost nothing there. And there are 2 locations in Palo Alto, California, and Tel Aviv, Israel. Exponential master event. I mentioned Peter Diamandis, and he is, I don't know if it's finished or will come, but go to exponential.su.org, and this is the event where he talks about new developments. Okay, next, Manus AI assistant. There is a lot of conversations because people who tried this system, they really liked it. So what these young people in China have done, they didn't train any models. They just took standard model, which is Claude, and they took some standard open source tools, about 30 different tools, which are available on GitHub, and they connected them together, making a generic AI assistant. So you can ask it to do something, on your computer to write the code to like order something for you, whatever, and it will do it, and it's quite powerful. So it is positioned as world first fully autonomous AI agent, which can work without constant human intervention. It has multi-agent architecture, cloud-based, so you can tell it what to do and then disconnect and then later connect and see what it has done. Continue working. Okay, multimodal text, images, code can use tools like web browsers, code editors, databases, adaptively learn from user interactions to personalize responses, good general AI performance on benchmarks, well, because it's Claude, on par or better than other leading models. So what it shows the trend that we go from pipelines to autonomous multi-agent systems. About a year ago, I tried to do multi-agent system and it never worked for me because what was happening, agents started to go back and forth, they're communicating and the system would go into infinite loop and stuck there, never achieving the result. But with time, agents become better, the collaboration algorithms become much better. So a year ago, people were using structured pipelines, but now we see people going to multi-agent systems. And Manus is definitely a good case, like that it actually can work. Better LLMs. So this is today's trend. Why it is good? AMAS can handle complex dynamic tasks more effectively than structured pipelines. AMAS is just the multi-agent, autonomous multi-agent systems. So AMAS can handle complex dynamic tasks more effectively than structured pipelines, which are often rigid and less adaptable. AMAS can execute tasks independently. AMAS doesn't need manual intervention. AMAS improves overall system efficiency. AMAS can handle and combine structured and unstructured data. So yes, this is good, and people already following Manus' success. People created a lot of similar projects. There are a lot of publications, GitHub, and so on. Next is about AI coding assistants. So Dario Amadei, who is Anthropic CEO, recently in the interview said that in their company they're using a lot of coding using AI. And in fact, he predicts that in about 3 to 6 months, 90% of all code will be written by AI. And in 12 months, he believes that up to 100% of all the code will be written with AI. And this is coming from a very prominent and knowledgeable figure, of course. So what is happening, we had human coding, then start using Copilot, which is assistant coding, right? But now we're going into something called vibe coding, which this term vibe coding was coined by Andrei Karpathy recently, but now it's becoming very popular. And what it means is that you're getting good vibe because AI writes all the code for you, so you don't have to write code at all. So I asked deep research LLMs, which is Gemini, GPT, and Perplexity, to do some research in this area and give me a list of tools which people use. And the list is very long. So here I put some of the tools, but I can easily double or triple the list. I didn't expect that there are so many tools. The most popular ones are Bolt, Lovable, V0, Replit, Cursor, Windsurf, and Coda, which is actually a new name for Codium, and Windsurf is from Codium. But anyway, so these are the tools, and these are some websites, and I decided to look at them. So Bolt and Lovable. So first is Lovable. We're building the last piece of software. AI-powered tools that turns descriptions into working products without requiring any coding knowledge, both builds and deploys the apps. So this is the original project, which was called GPT Engineer on GitHub, and then they built a commercial product on top of them. So they are growing very, very fast. People are using them. So here are the links. Lovable supports popular frameworks like React, integrates with tools such as Stripe, Supabase. And so, it can build the full functional website from just one description. Users can sync their projects to GitHub for further customization. Lovable AI itself is not open source, but it's built on top of open source project. And here is Bolt.new. So this is very interesting. So there is a company called StackBlitz, which started in 2016. And they are in California, and they built something using WebAssembly. They build a thing called Web Container, which you start in the browser in WebAssembly. I believe it's written in Rust, but I didn't find anything. It's not like open source, it's proprietary. But what it allows you to do, it runs your development environment inside the browser. So inside the browser, you see the terminal, you see files, but these files are in the browser, like you have a virtual file system. You can run Node.js, you can run Node Package Manager, NPM, you can whatever. You can do development, so you can edit your files. It supports multiple JavaScript frameworks, and then you can run. So it's a whole development. Everything is happening in browser. So you don't have to install anything. You just go to the website, log in with your GitHub account or something. They have free tier. Again, it's using Claude, and you pay for tokens. So you provide description, you get code. So there are tokens in, tokens out. There's free plan, there is $18 a month, there is like $29 a month, and you can buy as many tokens as you need to do the job. Legally, the code it produces belongs to you. So you can then download it, and you have your application, you put it on any server. So this is really, really great technology. They tried to add other languages like PHP, Python, but it was only experimental. So it's basically as lovable. This is also mostly JavaScript. Okay, next, Nvidia. So Nvidia always had simple, not expensive cards, and then it had very expensive cards for AI. And in the middle, there is a 6000 series, like the previous one, based on other Lovelace architecture, had 48 gig of memory. But now they announced the new one, which is on Blackwell technology, and it will have 96 gigabyte of memory. The previous card was about $10,000, so I'm not sure how much this will be, maybe the same price, but it's coming. It's not available yet. Now, this is Crowdsource Arena, and this is from the 10th of March. So what do we have? Grok 3 is on the first place, and GPT 4.5 preview is about on the same level. So the difference between them is within error. I would say Grok a little bit better. But then we have, this is for English queries, this is for coding. Then we have red, this is Google. Yellow, it's OpenAI. You see DeepSeek R1. And what really amazing, as I already told you, is Gemma 327B. The fact that it's even got in this list of top models is amazing, because this is a very small model and you can run it on your laptop. So this is great. Also notice a lot of Chinese models, right? Some of them are open source, like DeepSeek V3 or R1. Some of them are not open source. Claude 3.7 is here, and also here in the coding. Next, this didn't change. Claude 3.7 is on the top of web development. This is about jobs. So this graph have already shown that after peak in 2022, the number of job positions for software development decreased. But if you look at number of job positions in AI, it actually grows very, very fast. So this is how a percentage grows, and this is number of AI job posting by year. So we had 27,000, 38, 52, 65, 81. But now the estimate of 105, which I've seen, it's actually not right, because just in February it was already more than 17,000. So if you multiply 17 by 12, it's already will be like 200,000, right? Or maybe even more, because now it grows exponentially. I see a lot of positions which require AI skills. Most of the positions actually now require AI skills. Well, not most of them, but a lot, you see. Next is, oh, we finished. Okay, thank you.